Hello, my name's Ted Heidersdorf. I'm the designer of the game Jewel Thieves. Before I dive in and show you the game, let me set the stage a little bit. Interpol has intercepted chatter that a mysterious syndicate known as the Devious International Criminal Establishment, or more simply known as DICE, will be recruiting jewel thieves for a series of heists. Now, you and your rival collectors are obviously concerned. So each of you need to leverage your resources to protect your collection and hopefully grow your collection into the most valuable of them all. It's a light game. It's great for families. It's great as a filler game. Plays 2 to 6 players in about 30 to 45 minutes. There's lots of fun decisions to make for the more experienced player, but the dice mechanic kind of keeps it accessible to the newer players too. So with that, I'm going to jump on the other side of the table here and show you setup and how the game plays. I have it set for 3 players here. Off to the left is the opportunity cards. We got a big supply of jewels, the heist cards, and the thief cards. More on all of those in a minute, but first, what each player gets: the 7 resources, a security card, a starting jewel collection, and a black market card. The black market card shows what each player gets at the black market for each jewel type. So certain jewels are worth more than others to that player. That combination is different for each player, and that determines what the value of their collection is at the end of the game. The game is played in rounds. Each round has 4 phases. The first is conducting business. Each player will take 2 resources and allocate 1 to bribing a thief and 1 to an opportunity. Players take turns doing that in a snake draft. The thieves, each thief goes after a particular jewel type, and they have various abilities against the different security types. The player will select one they like and put it along the heist cards here, either in a spot below or in a spot above. The heist card shows which dice roll values will recruit that thief, and if that thief is successful, it shows how many jewels he or she steals. The opportunity cards offer things like buying jewels, increasing your security, increasing the abilities of your thief. There's a couple public exhibit cards which have a push your luck mechanic for earning more jewels, things like that. So once each player has allocated 2 resources, this will all be fleshed out. Additional cards from the thief deck are used. And then we move on to the second phase, which is setting your security. So the remaining 5 resources are allocated to the different security types here. The player will review what thieves are on the board, what jewels they're going to steal, how many, what the likelihood of that thief being recruited is, things like that, and set their security as best as they can. Then phase 3 is the dice heist. So the dice roll value determines which thief or thieves get recruited, and each player compares the ability of that thief to their security settings. And if the thief is successful in stealing jewels, those jewels go to the player who bribed that thief. And then finally, the round ends with a build your collection phase, where each player gets 2 jewels of the type they have the least of. And that's a typical round. The number of rounds depends on the number of players. And like I said, at the end of the game, the player with the most valuable collection, not necessarily the most jewels, but the player with the most valuable collection based on their black market value, wins the game. That's Jewel Thieves. I hope you got a good sense of how it plays. I'd love for you guys to try it. Thank you, Gabe, for putting on the Board Game Design Lab Design Challenge. It's been fantastic. And thank you, judges, for all your time you've put into it.